In talking about set-top box data, Scripps was one of the networks early on to start to look into it. What do you see as the future of set-top box data?
It's really hard to know what's going to happen right now. Obviously, the access to the data needs to open up. There are a number of vendors that seem capable of processing it and putting out decent reports. We've looked at a couple of them and subscribed to one of them right now. But it's going to take a lot more if it's going to become a mainstream currency. We find it very useful, particularly for looking at the ad breaks and what happens during the ad breaks and things like that. But we've turned some of our attention elsewhere because we could only take it so far without having a larger universe of information.
What are the challenges that set-top box data needs to overcome in order for you to feel that it's on its road to becoming a standardized metric?
Well, there is the quantity issue. There really it became pretty clear to us that it needs to be several millions of set-top boxes for it to really have the kind of statistical stability for second-by-second analysis. And I think the issue of not having demographics is a serious issue, and that some sort of integration of set-tops with panel data probably is essential if it's going to become currency. And right now that mechanism doesn't exist.
I know that there are some users of set-top box data who are data fusing and data matching with either Experian or some other databases. Do you find that that might satisfy the need for demographics?
I'm not that satisfied with it. I think the problem there is that you can get household demographics, but it's very difficult for me to understand how you would get persons' demographics with it. I think the more promising angle is what I've seen is being done by TRA. We don't subscribe, so I can't endorse or not endorse, but the idea of actually matching household data one for one with set-top box data from with shopper card data. It has the limitation that it's CPG, but I think that could be useful, particularly if there's a way to bring the web component in.
That sort of gets us into 360-degree measurement. Do you see any potential in making inroads into 360-degree measurement in the next 2 to 3 years?
To be honest, I'm a little baffled by it. I know a fair amount about touch point research, and I've always been fascinated with it. What I've seen of it has not, unfortunately, been ours, but has been done by large manufacturers who have budgets large enough to cover the waterfront. But I think it has huge potential. I just think it's going to take a lot of creativity and a fair amount of money.